Sluts selling butts, them buttholes done been sold. Dogs breeding like bugs, rabbits are coat hangers. Killers killing and killing and killing. Nailsin News. 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 Where'd all the money go? Ain't nobody gonna know. Do you trust your meat to take a walk down the street? While killers be killing and killing and killing. Nailsin News. 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 Oh. Where'd all the money go? Ain't nobody gonna know. Do you trust your meat to take a walk down the street while killers be killing and killing and killing? Nailsin News. 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 News.
Yes, it's good news. I'm Mr. Nailsin. All right, first things first. Let me see if I really did figure out super tips. So those of you in the chat will be able to tell me if you can hear this. So what do you say? Did I figure it out? Could you hear that? I mean, I know you can see it. Could you hear it? That's the deal. Falling in and out. Oh, well, I guess I could go and play it myself. Damn it. Why don't I ever think of this ahead of time? Oh, my goodness. Why didn't I? And now I'm hearing my... Okay. Oh, damn it. Go on. Didn't hear it, yeah. Well, is this the thing? I'm going to switch to the virtual cable and tell me if you can hear me talking. Yeah, that doesn't work. Really? You could hear that? Is it just rumble I can't hear it on? Um, well, all right, let me try this. Hmm. Yeah, it's not working. What was that? Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I don't need to hear all this. Okay. Not what I anticipated. I thought for sure I had figured it. Yeah, the typewriter thing is just my background stuff for news stuff. I didn't hear the ST in Rumble or YouTube, but can hear you talk in both. Well, that's because I switched back and forth from the virtual cable to uh, the microphone, which runs through OBS, so it should work. But it's not. I mean, I can hear it, the super tip now, but it doesn't go out for whatever reason. I don't know. It's set to output. And no, it's working. I doubt if you take it down for the, like, turn that one off, but it doesn't even notice. Weird. That's so weird. So, hi, Doug. I woke up to pee. Well, good for you, Cocktail. Hope you're well. Well, you're all right, I guess. But I really thought I'd had this figured out. I mean, but it's not figured out. So it's just super tips. Only text will work. And it just doesn't go out. Everything is turned on. Weird. That's weird. Well, anyway, I'll go ahead and put the address. Like I said, um, it'll have to, you know, I guess just be, what is it? You know, on, only text. I can't even pay attention to what I'm doing. And I gotta go in and do it. All right, well, there, I'll pin that one. And what about here in Rumble Land? Oh, stupid, pin it. I said pin this message. Message successfully pinned. What happened to the other chats? All right, whatever. Okay, we'll go with that. So there you go. I guess it just, I'll try it one more time. All right, one more thing. Let me check this. Any day now. Any day now. Come on. Oh, for God's sakes. Nope. All right. I apologize. Can't do it. So it'll just text if you want to. It'll be the text one. I can't do the AI voice super tip. What are you going to do? All right. I guess I don't really need that. I'll just go ahead and get to the stories. I mean, I'm really bummed. I just knew I had it. Jeez. If there, now, never mind. I'll have to. That's the problem. I don't have time. I don't have any time. Yeah. All right. I'll get back to the chat at some point. Well, when the stories are over, because I'll probably come back and clip these out for a later Nailsin News videos. So, no, not that stupid. That. There we go. Got to take that off the screen for the time being. And then, let's see here. One of these stories will be I'm pretty sure, is an update. Because I recognize this crazy broad. And I think I drew her picture, but I couldn't find it. So, could be a lost portrait. But, I don't know. But, wonder why I would lose it. I can't imagine. But anyway, make sure all is set up for this. Turn camera off. All right. I don't know why they're putting these quotes in there. She targeted an innocent man. Yeah, she did. But anyway, here we go. Woman who set up guy to spend 31 days in jail because he was creepy will be doing time herself. So there she is. Apparently, this was a false accusation. A Pennsylvania man spent a month in jail for allegedly attempting to rape and kidnap a 24, no, not 24, 20 year. Let me start over. A Pennsylvania man spent a month in jail for allegedly attempting to rape and kidnap a 20-year-old woman in a supermarket parking lot last year, until it was revealed that the supposed victim had completely fabricated the entire ordeal, otherwise known as lying. Now, the man's accuser, 20-year-old Angela Borisova Yuramova, she's a mover, will be doing her own stint behind bars for the lies that could have derailed an innocent man's life. Well, it kind of already did. Jail's not nice. He spent a month in there. Anyway, according to a news release from Bucks County District Attorney's Office, Common Pleas Judge Stephen A. Core on Tuesday ordered Yuramova to move on into jail and serve 45 days to 23 months in a state correctional facility, as well as 1 year of probation. She will also be required to undergo a mental health evaluation and pay $3,600 in restitution to the victim, whom she is prohibited from contacting. Not only did this targeted false report impact the victim and his family in unimaginable ways, but there is also a profound ripple effect. District Attorney Jennifer, it's a woman.
Not only did this targeted false report impact the victim and his family in unimaginable ways, but there is also a profound ripple effect.
District Attorney Jennifer Shorn said in a statement following the sentencing hearing.
A crime like this can shatter the community's confidence in the system. It can jeopardize prosecutions of legitimate crimes of sexual violence. The prosecution and sentence of this defendant for a malicious false report demonstrate that this will not be tolerated.
Now, this is an important part of this. It's justice for this guy being falsely accused. And it's a crime against him and all that, and he deserves justice and restitution and all that stuff. But it also jeopardizes future rape cases because one can cite this as a legitimate claim in there in trying to get acquitted or what have you, saying, she made it up, she's crazy like that other biatch, And so now this is, something that happens. Every time one of these bitches pulls the stunt, provided the ones that actually get found out and caught, and you're going to have some evidence to do it because usually the dude's screwed, So, but it's detrimental to real rape victims who are trying to seek justice, and the guy can just, say, she made it up. Prosecutors said that the victim, Daniel Pearson, attended the proceedings along with his wife and mother. But, these are two different women, not one and the same. But they did not read a victim impact statement because the case was still too emotional for them. Yuramova, in January formally pled guilty to 7 criminal charges in connection with the fictitious story, including 1 count each of false alarm to an agency of public safety and tampering with or fabricating physical evidence, 2 counts of false reports, and 3 counts of unsworn falsification to authorities. You're a mover on April 16th, 2024, accused Pearson of attacking her outside of a Redner's supermarket in Middleton Township, claiming the 41-year-old man pulled her pants down and struck her in the face at the time she claimed to have been attacked. Your mover had a visible laceration on her lip. And make sure who's saying this. We don't know. Anyway, as part of the investigation, Middleton Township Police collected and reviewed available surveillance videos from multiple retailers in the area of the reported attack, and a detective with the DA's office conducted a forensic view of Uramova's cell phone data. The review led to the discovery of multiple inconsistencies and contradictory information with Uramova's account of the attack at the Redner's parking lot. So thank God for security cameras. Otherwise, I don't know. When authorities confronted Uramova regarding the conflicting facts in her narrative, she admitted she lied about the entire incident and confirmed that she had not been attacked by anyone, while admitting that she made up the assault out of whole cloth. Uramova also divulged that she specifically targeted and identified Pearson as her attacker because she had seen him and the truck in the past and was able to describe him and the vehicle to police. She described the vehicle as a dark blue Ford F-150 pickup truck with a thin blue line sticker on the back windshield with visible dents and rust on the exterior. Uramova further stated that her injuries were actually the result of an incident with her grandmother, but she falsely blamed Pearson because she'd seen him before and believed him to be creepy. So she saw him driving around and thought, wow, he looks creepy. I'll just make up this story, for attention and stuff. Anyway, her grandmother, who Uramova claimed suffered from dementia, did not recognize her as she entered the house and threw a plastic object at her, striking her in the lip. This incident allegedly caused the laceration to her lip that she later blamed on Pearson. As a result of Uramova's false accusations, Pearson was charged with multiple felonies and spent exactly 31 days behind bars before authorities were able to determine that he had not done anything illegal. The charges against him were subsequently dropped, and he was set free. In this case, Uramova, targeted an innocent man and accused him of one of the worst crimes a person can be accused of. Chief Deputy District Attorney Kristen McElroy, another woman.
I'm incredibly grateful for the work that law enforcement did in this case to get down to what happened. But it can't change the fact that a man spent 31 days sleeping in a cell for a crime he didn't commit.
Well, did he sleep? That's the thing, Kind of hard to do in those circumstances. Well, look, take a good long look. That is the face of a lying bitch. Man, jeez. Sometimes things don't work. Well, really, the lesson here is security cameras. Otherwise, they rushed him all, threw him in there. 31 days. And, oh, look, there's security footage. Let's take a look. Whoops. Yeah. But in the end, you can chalk it up to dementia, but I'm thinking Grandma was right about her. Yep. because she's a bitch. All right, there we go. I'll have to edit that up a bit as I screwed up several times, but you know, these things happen live right in front of everybody. Oh no. Swift -1, the turquoise person still waving. Nodak, a mover and a shaker. Well, she'll be doing that behind bars. Shouldn't it be a little more than that, though? You know? Timey-wimey-limey, that's two different women. Yeah, I know, but that's... I'm not that versatile in voices, good lord. Nodak, secure. Yeah. Well, thank God for secure cameras. Yeah. I wonder what it was. I guess it was just her in the parking lot, you know. Went to the store, got some stuff, whatever. Probably something for her lip. And then, for just the crazy crap reason of just, I guess, attention or whatever. You know, and I'm just going to tell people I got sexually assaulted. That's what I'm going to do. I mean, thank God Grandma busted my lip open. Now I can do this. That guy in the truck that I thought looked creepy. You know who's creepy? You. Some guy you don't know, you never met, and you're concentrating on him for your weird fantasy. Yeah, Grandma had it right. Oh yeah. Frank. Yeah, that's all. She's like, hey, come on, I was kidding. I burned you, Pearson. It's funny now. We can all laugh about it. Timey-wimey-limey, no, you misunderstand. I was quoting your clarification about the wife and the mother. Oh, yeah. Yes. Sweet. His wife and mother. I mean, it works. I'm just being an asshole. You married your mother. Well, you can't. Timey-wimey-limey. Sometimes I just like to acknowledge when the host does a funny line. Well, yeah, okay, I appreciate that. Well, that's one story for, crazy bitch. And this one is similar to a story I did, I don't know, a week ago or 2 weeks ago. And then looking at it, I'm thinking I already covered this as well. This might be another little update as this guy is getting sentenced. So we got another weird, creepy janitor doing a similar act as this story that was in Houston a couple of weeks ago. So we'll get to this gentleman and see what's going to happen to him, for his crazy little hobby that he has that, I don't know, he needs to find something else to do, I suppose. He'll have a lot of time to think about it. Anyway, school janitor who rubbed private parts on cafeteria utensils, sprayed bleach on cucumbers, learns his fate. And by private parts, they mean his own. Durr, durr. Don't look at me, I'm not phased. You know how many of these we see a day? Holy shit. I know. A school janitor from New Jersey is headed to prison after he admitted to recording himself doing sex acts on utensils in the cafeteria and spraying bleach on food that children and staff were eating. Giovanni Impellizzeri, I guess, was sentenced to 8 years in prison, 5 of which he must serve before he is eligible for parole. the Cumberland County Prosecutor's Office said. Once he completes his prison sentence, he will be on probation for the rest of his life. So he'll have to keep utensils away from his junk. The investigation began in the fall of 2023 when the Elizabeth F. Moore School in Upper Deerfield Township received tips about a man, later identified as M. Pellizzeri, posting on Telegram several videos of himself doing inappropriate acts in the school. The videos showed him wiping his penis and anus, that's butthole, on several utensils. The probable cause that. He did the same along with spitting on multiple pieces of bread before putting them back in a container where they were being served to children. They also depicted him masturbating and urinating on pillows, and cafeteria bowls. Another showed him spray bleach on cucumbers. What did he do with those? Telegram users saved several of the videos. Ew. Oh, well, to give them to the police, of course, and forwarded them to the school, who in turn immediately alerted law enforcement. Cops identified M. Pellizzeri, who had worked for the school district for about 4 years, as the man in the videos. The school discarded any of the utensils, well, thank God, or other items in Pellizzeri had handled. Prosecutors charged the janitor with aggravated assault, tampering with food items, and official misconduct. It's official now. A subsequent investigation unveiled that M. Pellizzeri was in possession of child sexually abusive material. Well, no surprise there. Why do you think he's doing all this at a school? Ooh. And he was charged with that as well. Yeah, once, hey, you're the guy smearing your junk on everything. Now we can search your stuff. Well, looky here. In January, the defendant pled guilty to the official misconduct. Oh, and to the possession of child sexually abusive material charges. At a sentencing hearing, a parent of a child in the school district told the court of the horrific impact M. Pellizzeri's actions had on them. I am disgusted by what this man did to all our children, said Marisol Perez Cruz, according to Philadelphia NBC affiliate Wakao. I am hurt to know that in one place where I thought my child was safe, she wasn't. Well, more and more, schools really aren't all that safe. Upper Deerfield School Superintendent Peter Koza also addressed the court. What our students, our staff, and parents, and our children had to endure is unconscionable, and we cannot change what happened. For his part, M. Pellizzeri apologized for his actions, saying there's no excuse for what he did. Yeah, there's no way you're going to say, look, it was an accident. No. It's like, the restroom was out of toilet paper and I just grabbed whatever. No. Anyway, I feel very bad about it. I wish I could go back in time and not do it. Oh, I bet. But it's done now. And I realize I have to pay for it. His lawyer told Wakao her client isn't a bad person. Now, he is, but did bad things. That's how you determine someone's a bad person. They do bad things. And now has accepted responsibility. Well, all right, there you go. It's not a long, drawn-out trial, I suppose, because he said, yeah, it's me. I mean, what's he going to do? He was on camera, jerking his junk on utensils. So, that's it for that asshole. And to be clear, yes, we all have assholes, but you don't have to share them with everybody. Certainly not school children. All right, we'll end on that one. I mean, so there we go. Nodak, much better than that unofficial misconduct. Well, yes. I look, I'll plead to the official misconduct, but not that other stuff. No, like, doesn't that guy know that children are our future? That's not what he's concerned with. Timey-wimey-limey. If he went back in time, he'd only be creating another timeline. The past is a lot. Yeah, that's the thing. But if he escapes into that other timeline and it doesn't happen, then he's free to do whatever, you know? And no one will ever find his private stash. However, wouldn't that also preclude there's the other version of him in that timeline? Doesn't that how that? I don't know. He just becomes the Impellizzeri of the new timeline, because then he'd have to kill the other guy so that he could live out his life, you know. Yeah. Just the easier way. Forget about the time machines and stuff. Don't rub your dick and ass on utensils. Don't do that. See, it's that simple. Problem solved. I know. Where do I get my ideas? I don't know. All right. Next story. Yeah, this will be a cute one, I think. It involves a clown. Yeah, that'll be nice. Oh, hit the wrong one. Plop. There we go. Florida man dressed as Ronald McDonald arrested for trespass. Is that, I guess that's the strap for the clown nose? He didn't have any makeup on or nothing. Anyway. You look like a clown, the cop told Christopher Marlowe, 40, after stuffing him into a squad car. No shit. I am a clown, stupid, replied Marlowe. Well, he's got a point, you know. I guess it would have been more insulting if you look like Christopher Marlowe, but then he would, well, no shit, I am. Anyway, he was wearing a Ronald McDonald costume and a red nose at the time. Police confronted Marlowe at a Palm Bay, Florida shopping center from which he had been previously trespassed. Don't go anywhere, Chris, the cop announced. You're not free to leave. As seen on body-worn police footage, Marlowe struggled with police officers before he was knocked to the ground and handcuffed. One cop can be seen removing an orange replica gun from a pocket of Marlowe's yellow pants. A replica gun? You mean a toy? Well, all right. Completing the clownish look, Marlowe wore a red and white striped shirt and a yellow vest, which had a skull logo in place of the McDonald's arches. He was not wearing oversized red shoes, however. Oh, that's too bad. It's kind of sad he couldn't complete the look. Plus, he forgot to dye his hair red and, again, do the makeup, you know. But, he's trying to be more of an original, I suppose. A search of Marlowe's backpack turned up multiple other clown outfits. Wow, he's really serious about this. And a pack of 10 red noses. Jeez, he is serious about this. Charged with trespassing, a misdemeanor, and resisting officers with violence, a felony. Marlowe was booked into the Brevard County jail. He's locked up in lieu of $5,500 bond and is scheduled for an arraignment. Marlowe's rap sheet includes convictions for trespass, resisting arrest, and possession of drug paraphernalia. In January, he pled no contest to possession of methamphetamine and a glass pipe. I wonder what that was for. Sentenced to 65 days in jail, Marlowe had been arrested in that case after causing a disturbance outside a McDonald's restaurant. So this is personal. Oh, there's the toy gun, huh? Well, I don't guess it's a flare gun, Oh, well, there we go. That's Marlowe and his clown crusade. I wonder if this will take me. Oh yeah. Let me pause, make sure it is. All right then. I thought I would have to jump on that. All right. There's the sound. We'll do it like this.
No, you're not free to leave. You're under arrest now. Put your stuff down.
What? You rob me?
Put your stuff down.
Don't
Put your stuff down. Step up.
honestly.
On the ground.
Yeah, for once, the clown noise is so appropriate. Oops.
Got me now.
Turn over now. Turn over now.
Go on.
Turn over now.
You.
Turn over.
A lot of ones are creepy, The officers could have been felt very threatened. Whoa, look, yeah, see, but it probably just says bang with a flag,
Have a seat.
Yeah, he really needed the red shoes.
Hey, watch your rest of the
Oh,
You look like a clown.
No, I am a clown, stupid. I've been a clown since I was back.
oh, geez, they're all McDonald's. Yeah, this is a serious obsession. He's really pissed at McDonald's. Wow. So I don't know. Something happened at McDonald's, Sometimes that happens, You go to McDonald's and some people really lose their mind when the French fries aren't in there, or if it's, onion rings or something like that. Or you got someone else's order. It's very easy to get those confused. And you're like, I didn't order this. And some people, just a couple of cases where people called 911 over it and stuff like that. This guy, well, it becomes a holy crusade of clowning. But he wasn't at McDonald's. I don't know what he was doing, but they, that shopping center said, oh God, not him again, not Marlowe. And since that appears to be his entire wardrobe now, he's easily recognizable. Not that you're going to miss him. So, yeah, I guess he didn't think that through. But still, something about McDonald's here that really, eats him alive. And he's not loving it. That's all I got. I don't know. Anyway, there you go. A little clown story, That's better than murders and stuff. But still, that officer walked right in. You look like a clown. Well, no shit. All right, Marlowe, you got one. Timey-wimey-limey, ha ha ha, you read my mind. He would escape to another timeline, but there would be two of them. Yeah, I know. He's got to kill the double. Timey-wimey-limey, no faint praise. You get the time travel more than 90% of people on YouTube. There's been tons of time travel stories. And I guess if you're not into science fiction or something and you've never seen one, but it's like, you don't have to be in like Star Trek or Doctor Who, but there's, Back to the Future. That thing was huge. Of course, it was a long time ago. You'd have to go back in time to appreciate how huge it was, I guess. I don't know. It's like, that's the deal. And then it's like the grandfather paradox. Well, what if you go back in time and you accidentally kill this guy you get in a fight with or whatever? Turns out that's your grandpa. You just didn't recognize him because he was a young man, you remember the old man stuff and all that. And then suddenly you don't exist. But if you don't exist, how did you travel back in time to kill your grandpa? alternate timeline. So now you are in an alternate timeline where Grandpa died at a young age and never fathered your mother or father. And so now you don't exist at all. You are this strange, mysterious man with no past. Well, you have a past, but it's in another timeline. So I guess, if there's a way to get back to your old timeline, you can do that. And you're like, oh, man, that was weird. Wonder what's going on over there now. Nothing. Anyway, it's that sort of thing. It's the only way to get around it because they're like, oh, come on, time travel is not possible. That's stupid. But then Einstein said, oh, yeah, it is. Turns out you got to get like the power of a star, maybe more than that, to manipulate two wormholes and put them together like hole to hole. And then you'd be able to go backwards. I don't know how you calculate what you do, to make sure you want to get to the right point in time and whatnot. But that's how it's supposed to work. I don't know how you manage that, but so there you go. That's all you got to do. Drain the power of a star. I mean, plus you got to create the wormholes, I imagine, unless you can find one already existing, and then another one and all that. Traveling to the future, well, you do that all the time. We're doing it right now. But, of course, with the fabric of space stretching and whatnot, that's one of those phenomenons there. You could travel, great distances and whatnot. By the time you get back to the Earth, centuries have passed, You're like, it's like in Interstellar, that kind of thing. But you can't go back unless, of course, two wormholes, hole to hole. Two wormholes, hole to hole. Nodak, LOL, Doc, why did you destroy your DeLorean? Because Marty, Doug told me to forget about it and not rub my junk on utensils. What? Timey-wimey-limey, heck of a lot better than that Bob Gale and Robert Zemeckis. Am I right? Well, wait a minute. They did the movie, didn't they? Nodak, I have a feeling that isn't the first time Marlowe got arrested. No, it's not. The cops knew who he was. They always know those guys, Still, I wonder if they were shocked to find that many outfits. I mean, they're pretty good costumes. He didn't have the whole get up, but still. And then had the skull patch on. Are there Halloween costumes like that to look like, I don't know, creepy, pissed off zombie Ronald? I don't know. Maybe that's the deal. But good Lord, he's this homeless dude. But he had the money to buy these suits. He had a lot of them. Like I said, a whole wardrobe. But, when you're obsessed, oh, man, money is no object. Timey-wimey-limey, that's why Back to the Future has two different Marty McFlys in Act 3. They are two entirely different people. Well, yeah. See, you screw with that stuff. And, that's the problem is how do you get back to your own time, when you can't tell one from the other or whatever, or I don't know. Is it just like, merging with the interstate and all that? It could be, but I don't have a DeLorean, so I've never tried that. Timey-wimey-limey, Back to the Future even manages to get time travel to the future. Wrong. And that should be easy peasy because no causality issues. Well, plus, it's not Back to the Future. Yeah. I don't know. I guess they just thought that was a cooler sounding title, instead of Forward to the Future. But the whole point was Marty came to the past, and then they had to get him, for his vantage point, it is back. Anyway. Plus that whole thing of him watching what's his name, Biff, take his mom away from his dad, and he starts disappearing and fading away. No, Because if Biff is successful, then he doesn't exist. However, of course, of the diverging timelines, then Marty's, it's just, there's never going to be a Marty in that timeline. But he's still there playing Johnny Be Good and all that, you know. Oh, well, it was just for fun, you know. That's all. What is the fun factor to time travel? Well, you saw the movie. There you go. And for our final story, yeah, I should have ended on the clown because that, you know, that wasn't so bad. This one's awful. And let's turn off the camera. Yes. Yeah. Oh, this is it. I forgot it was it. People loving people or something like that. I forget. Anyway, woman charged after allegedly murdering ex-Green Beret husband and leaving his body in a rural pond. I have a rural pond myself, you know. Well, there she is. Poof. The bullet points, but we'll just read the story. So anyway, like I said, a woman has been charged with murder after her husband's remains were found in a pond in North Carolina. More than 2 months after he was first reported missing. Of course, he wasn't missing, was he, Shauna? You knew where he was all along. So anyway, according to a press release shared on Facebook by the Cumberland County Sheriff's Office, 50-year-old Shanna Cloud was arrested for the murder of her husband, Clinton Clint Bonnell, also 50, on Friday, March 28th. Bonnell was first reported missing after an employee at Methodist University called to place a wellness check on him on January 28th, as he was studying to become a physician assistant at the college and had missed his class that morning, which was unusual for Bonnell, a former Green Beret. According to the sheriff's office, Cloud told deputies who visited the couple's home that she had not seen her husband since January 27th. Deputies found that Bonnell's car, along with his school bag and other items, were still at the home. Later that evening, another one of Bonnell's friends called 911 to request a well-being check for him again. A statement was then released by the sheriff's office stating that Bonnell had last been seen in Grays Creek, a suburb of Fayetteville, on January 27th. So that's Bonnell. Bonnell had been stationed at nearby Fort Bragg before he retired from the military in December. Also, he just now retired. Bonnell's sister, Stephanie Firkins, later told NBC News that her brother's disappearance was out of character for the veteran and dedicated family man who was taking his studies seriously. He was completely enamored with medicine and excited about his career path, she said. He would not walk away from his life and his school and his daughter. By January 31st, the homicide unit had executed a search warrant on Bonnell's home, and 1 day later, detectives, as well as officers from the Virginia State Police, reached Cloud's home in Troy, Virginia. Over the course of the following month, investigators also obtained digital data from Bonnell's phone and other devices to create a timeline of events leading up to his disappearance. On February 25th, a body was found in a pond on Gainey Road in Fayetteville, located about 3 miles away from the house Bonnell and Cloud shared on Butler Nursery Road. So I guess that's the house. Yeah. In a 911 call obtained by local affiliate station Warral in Raleigh, a caller could be heard telling the dispatcher, "It looks like there might be part of a body floating out in the water. It looks like it's been there a while. There's no legs or arms on it or nothing on it," the caller continued. "It's in the middle of nowhere." Because the body had been decomposed, deputies collected DNA samples, and the North Carolina State Crime Lab eventually determined on March 28th that the remains belonged to Bonnell. Later, on March 28th, investigators arrested Cloud. She was charged with first-degree murder and concealment of death. Although the sheriff's office had not released extensive information about the motive, a search warrant obtained by Nailsin stated that Bonnell was allegedly planning to divorce his wife. According to Nailsin, a woman identified in court documents as Bonnell's girlfriend told investigators that he had met with a lawyer on the morning of January 27th to begin the divorce process. She also told detectives that Bonnell had texted her that night, soon after he had allegedly told his wife that he was planning to divorce her. Cloud is now being held at the Cumberland County Detention Center, and her first court appearance is set for, Monday, March 31st. Well, she probably already did it. Huh. Well, that's some interesting stories. Might have to do those too. But first, well, this looks pretty cut and dried. The simple motive here is if she can't have him, no one can. Yeah, that'll work. All right, let me get back here. And let's see, I'll put that one up there. Florida mom accused of fatally shooting Florida man, not mom, accused his wife after she... Wow, similar story as the one we just only... the genders are reversed. Let's see what this one is. Let me make sure. Yeah, there it is. Get rid of me. Here we go. I have no idea what this is. A woman allegedly killed man in hit and run, then posted about him on Facebook. While cops look for suspect. So missed. A Tennessee woman was arrested in connection with an alleged hit and run that killed a man. Hours after she shared several posts on Facebook purporting to look for the person responsible. Bobby Dan Green was killed when a vehicle struck him as he was biking on a street in Palmer, Tennessee on Monday, March 31st. The Grundy County Sheriff's Office said in a statement. On Tuesday, April 1st, police arrested 25-year-old Haley Lehman in connection with the incident. According to Lehman's activities on social media, she shared the sheriff's initial statement about the hit and run, in which authorities said they were seeking for information about the case. She also shared a post by Green's daughter, Clara Desiree, who pleaded for people to help police solve the case, writing in an April 1st Facebook post, "Please help me. I can't imagine leaving someone on the road to die alone." Well, now you can, because she did it. You bitch. About 5 hours after Desiree wrote her post, Lehman shared it on her own Facebook page. About an hour after that, Lehman shared the sheriff's office statement on her Facebook page. See, she's trying. I feel bad. I should help. Less than 3 hours later, the sheriff's office announced Lehman's arrest with a photo of her in handcuffs. In one alleged post that was no longer available on her Facebook on Thursday afternoon, Lehman also wrote, "Rest in peace, Bobby Dan. You're going to be missed so much." God damn, what a bitch. Green told K-Ptix her father struggled with homelessness and addiction for years, and she wants to honor his memory by reminding anyone suffering that there is help out there. If you are on it, you can get help. So you don't ever have to be in the situation where you're homeless and you're riding a bike to the store because you don't have a vehicle. A GoFundMe has been set up to assist Green's family with his funeral costs. So I guess that's the daughter and the guy who got run over by this, I don't know, stupid bitch. Anyway, Lehman has been charged with leaving the scene of an accident involving death and tampering with evidence, the Chattanooga Times Free Press. Well, Pat, this is in your neck of the woods. I mean, I knew it was Tennessee, but she is being held on $100,000 bond and is scheduled to appear in court for her arraignment, and she will likely be assigned an attorney. What I mean, that's such a bitchy thing to do. Anyway, what's this one? Let me make sure. It's not. So I gotta share this tab instead. There we go. Blind man called 911 to report that 3 men had been killed and were beyond help. Now he's been charged with murder. A North Carolina man who says he's blind has been charged with murder after he called 911 to report 3 deaths. The Bladen County Sheriff's Office said in a Facebook post that a call came in about a shooting at a Clarkton home a day prior. Upon arrival, deputies said they discovered Kevin Musser at the front door with bloody clothing holding a handgun. Musser, 35, was the man who made the initial 22-minute 911 call. During the call, Musser claimed his name was Randy and said 3 men were shot and killed at the residence, where he claimed he was also shot in the hand. He also allegedly told authorities that he's blind, per the outlet, and said the victims were dead and already beyond help. After authorities arrived at the scene, Musser shut the door of the home and retreated out the back door, though deputies caught up with him. He was then airlifted to a local hospital with life-threatening injuries, and deputies discovered the bodies of the 3 men at the scene. Daniel Dennis, 62, Randy Benton, 54, and Philip Palmer, 32, were all found dead with multiple stab wounds. Musser was later interviewed by the office's Criminal Investigation Division. He has since been charged with 3 counts of the first-degree murder, robbery with a dangerous weapon, and possession of methamphetamine. He's also accused of stealing a victim's wallet. Well, yeah. So anyway, as of March 19th, Musser was being held at the Bladen County Detention Center with no bond. It is not immediately clear if he has legal representation to comment on his behalf. Well, he probably has somebody by now. I don't know. Anyway, when asked how the victims knew each other and how the suspects sustained injuries, Sheriff Jim McVicker said that the case is still under investigation. I just want to make it real clear to the community that everything is safe in Clarkton. There's nothing to worry about. The school there, like 2 blocks from it, we have no reason to believe there's any harm to anybody. Well, yeah, not from that guy. He's locked up. But there could be more. So is he blind or not? And he called himself Randy, and one of the victims is Randy. Is this guy the real Randy, and he's blind? And he was just trying to say, I couldn't have shot him. I'm blind. But then he ran out the back door, and I'm assuming he was full of crap. He's not really blind. I'm just going to go with that. I am. I am indeed. And so this one will be our final tale of the night. Florida man accused of fatally shooting his wife, a mom of 4, after she filed for divorce. So there she is. A Florida man has been arrested for the murder of his wife after he allegedly shot her in their home soon after, again, she filed for divorce. A 41-year-old Lamar Bryant was arrested for first-degree murder in the recent death of his wife, Takesha Eads. Her family has asked the media to use 42-year-old Takesha's maiden name, Eads. Oh, because they don't. Well, they're upset with him, you know. Citing the sheriff's office, Wish responded that deputies initially responded to a report of a possible shooting at the couple's home in Arlo Vista, just west of Orlando. In a 911 call, the person reporting the shooting can be heard telling the dispatcher, "My son-in-law shot my daughter." Investigators then found a woman, later identified as Eads, who had sustained a gunshot wound to the head, per Wout. She was taken to an area hospital and was later pronounced dead. So this is the asshole. Yeah. Wout reported that Eads had recently filed for divorce from Bryant, according to investigators. But Bryant allegedly did not want to sign them. The two were married for 10 years. Prior to the shooting, investigators said that Bryant had picked up one of their daughters from school, stopping at a liquor store and then a storage unit on their way home, per Wish. The young girl, whose identity has not been made public, told investigators that he kept guns in the unit, and when he returned to the car, he removed 2 firearms from his pockets and placed them on the center console. When the pair returned to the house, Eads was standing outside. She and Bryant went inside the house together, and gunshots were heard soon after, per Wish. Eads' oldest daughter, Cordasia Page, told in Wish about her mother's death, remembering her as a kind person who cared deeply for her church community and as a loving mom of 4 kids and a grandmother of 5. Grandmother. Wow. It was God first, her kids, and her family. She would give the shirt off her back to anybody, Page told Whiff TV. Page also spoke out about taking action against domestic violence, speaking directly to people experiencing abuse. It's not going to get better, so it doesn't matter how much you love the person or how much you feel like that person is going to change. It's not going to happen. And if you do have kids, think about your kids first. She added of her mother, she touched a lot of people and she touched a lot of lives. She was a good woman. Bryant is being held without bond after making his initial court appearance. Well, if you're experiencing domestic violence, call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233 or go to thehotline.org. All calls are toll-free and confidential. The hotline is available 24/7 in more than 170 languages. So there you go. You've got no excuse. Wow. Here's another one. Damn it. Oh, I did get it. All right. Go away. Florida bus driver fatally shoots 2 passengers during argument. 2 people died after allegedly being shot by a Miami-Dade Transit bus driver during an argument at early Sunday morning. Around 3 a.m. Sunday, March 30th, the bus driver and passengers got into an argument, eventually leading to the driver allegedly firing his gun several times in the bus. According to police, the 2 passengers were taken to a local hospital in critical condition where they both died. Guillaume Laguerre, who works next door to where the shooting happened, said he heard the fight begin before he heard gunshots. I never knew bus drivers could ride with a gun. Another local resident who identified himself to the outlet as Wave God said he was coming from a nearby store when he heard 6 shots. They were probably just trying to get to their next destination. That's usually what people riding the bus want. And then everybody just decided to take their life. And that's not even fair. Well, no. A spokesperson for the Miami-Dade's Department of Transportation and Public Works said to the Miami Herald that guns are not allowed as a self-defense measure for bus drivers and that they weren't allowed to be armed. Well, that's redundant, isn't it? I mean, I guess you could say not even knives, I suppose. I don't know. The morning, an incident aboard a Metro bus remains under investigation, and the Department of Transportation and Public Works is fully cooperating with law enforcement. County Commissioner Eileen Higgins, Mrs. Higgins, chair of the commission's transportation committee, told the Miami Herald that she was heartbroken by the deaths. Another example of why people shouldn't have guns, she said in a text message to the outlet. 2 people would be alive today if there had been a shouting match rather than a shooting match. The identities of the driver and 2 men who were killed are still unknown at this time. Well, as long as they keep him locked up, I guess you don't need to know his name. Well, I'm not going to play the video. Oh, what's this? Screw it. So anyway, looks like the bus driver was really pissed off at him. I don't know. Were they like cussing him out, saying he doesn't know how to drive or something like that, making fun of his outfit? Who the hell knows? And he just say, you know what? Not today. I don't know. But, of course, blame millions of innocent people for what happened. That's great, Commissioner. Oh, boy. Well, that's that. It's after an hour. I'm tired, and I got to tape some stuff for the Nailsin Show. So, yeah, I thought about drawing some of these people or maybe photoshopping them. But, again, I'm beat. Someone beat the living crap out of me. Not someone. Time. Time beat the crap out of me. Note, I can't say that I thought that much about time travel. Man, most people don't, I guess. I don't know. Timey-wimey-limey, poor Marty never gets back to his 1985. He's sleeping with someone else's girlfriend. Yeah, he'll make the most of it. Timey-wimey-limey. And it was a different actress between the movies, right? Timey-wimey-limey. It is admittedly a rabbit hole. I made a poster about Back to the Future. Now it's a 100-page book. Just 100 pages? Well, Nodak posted that on April 1st. Frank. Oh, well, then everything's fine. That's good to know. Nodak, how did you know the dead people? Randy, I've never seen them before. Yeah. Provided he's actually blind. It doesn't sound like he is. I don't know. Jay-Z's like, well, no, Daredevil is blind. He has super senses. Maybe that's it. He has the super radar sense. No. Whatevs. All right. Well, there's a lovely tour of disgusting people doing horrible things to absolutely nothing. But again, I can't fix the damn super tips. It just seems so, it's like, oh, I can hear it now. It doesn't come out. I guess there's, man, what other step could there be? So anyway, sorry about that. So where's my, there it is. That'll work. So anyway, everybody have a good night and a good weekend. I got to go to work. I may be able to do some live streams in the morning and stuff. Sometimes when I can, I'll do that. But we'll see. So there'll be a new Nailsin Show Saturday, and probably more than likely we'll do a live stream for Sunday comics. So there's that. But that'll be, these will be all in the morning and stuff. So until Monday night, and then we'll see you again. Oh, thanks for indulging my time travel digressions. Well, you're welcome. It's a fun subject. that can never truly be solved until we actually travel through time, but that is highly unlikely. Unless there's a natural forming of two wormholes, hole to hole. And I'm in the past now. Yeah. Anyway, and thank you, Nodak. Thanks, telling me thanks for the show. My pleasure. So, have a good night, all.
Killers, killing and killing and killing and killing. Nailsin News. Where all the money go? Ain't nobody gonna know. Do you trust your meat to take a walk down the street? While killers be killing and killing and killing and killing. Nailsin News. Ain't nobody gonna know. Do you trust your meat to take a walk down the street while killers be killing and killing and killing and killing? Nailsin News.
Please wrap up.
Look at me!
Okay, we're all done here.
Fucking
Hey,
pathetic!
no, we're all done. Come on.